Hey everyone, so I just thought that I'm going to start doing these little tutorial videos. This one is just of my daily makeup routine. So I'm going to start with my skin. So I'll do, firstly I cleanse and tone my skin. You should try and do this every day and every night before you go to bed. Sometimes I don't, because of everyday life, so if I don't, I use cleansing wipes, makeup removers, to get rid of my makeup, which kind of cleanses your skin at the same time. Okay, so let's make a start on cleansing and toning. So I'm going to use, today for quickness, I'm going to use this Nivea 2-in-1 cleanser and toner. It's for normal and combination skin. I tend to have combination skin because I get oily here, kind of along my T-zone really. So I'm just going to apply some cleanser. I don't know if you can see that. That's quite dirty there. And then I'll do that again. Now, as you can see, I am absolutely covered in spots at the moment. I'm having a really bad breakout. Not great. So, next I'm going to start with my moisturiser. I have lots and lots of moisturisers, but these are two of my favourites. So, if we go for the Estée Lauder DayWear, that's one of my favourites, but I use the nightwear moisturiser and the serum. So I normally wear these, I put these on before I go to bed. And then I normally follow it through with putting the DayWear on the morning. And then this is my all-time favourite. It's about £70, but it is very worth it. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, and it is amazing. But today, because I've used, I normally kind of save that one for if I'm going out. This one is sort of my day-to-day one. I save the £70 one to try and use that for when I go out. So I'm going to apply this. So I've cleansed and toned, and now I'm going to moisturise. Right, so after that, I'm going to tackle the real bad problem areas. As you can see, I have several spots at the moment. My skin is just not good at the moment. Now for this, I use a colour wheel. So this is the Morphe colour correction wheel. Now, what I normally do is use yellow for underneath the eyes, and I apply that with a concealer brush, just underneath the eyes to get rid of the terrible, terrible dark circles that I suffer with. Now, the dark circles under my eyes are the reason why I just can't go anywhere without makeup on, because it's just awful. And do it on the top of the eyelids as well if you have like really discoloured eyelids. I kind of just tap in with my finger, but you can use a little sponge or a little purple Real Technique sponge. That's quite good for under the eye area. For quickness, I'm just using my finger today. Just dab it in. Okay, so as you can see, that's brightened underneath my eyes. And you can tell the colour difference because of when you haven't done the top of the eyelid, that's the contrast that you get. Okay, right, now, having done that, I then want to tackle all the red areas. So green counteracts red. So if you just get your brush, I just use a little kind of lipstick brush. Pop that onto your problem areas. To get rid of all those red dots. Like, this is probably one of the worst my skin has ever been. Then dab in. As you can see, kind of makes them disappear a little bit. Okay, right, so you've cleansed and toned your skin, you've moisturised it after, you've put your colour corrections on your skin. Wherever there's any kind of red area, you can just use that green. For areas that are really, really red, just use the green to balance that out a bit, and it kind of like calms it down. Calms it down a bit and makes your skin pretty even. Another thing for this I have, which is really, really good, I have this, which is really, really great. It's Stila One Step Colour Corrector, and it's a skin tone correcting and brightening serum. Now, I just normally put a little bit there. Then with a foundation brush, I just pop it in and then apply it literally all over my skin. And as you can see, it's really correcting and balancing out my skin tone. So if you look at that side compared to that side, it's toned down the red of my cheeks. That's just one pump, and then I just use a tiny second pump. But it is really, really good. Right, and my face looks a lot more even than it did. Just a little bit left over. Okay, So I've got like a base now to go on. Right, now you can use a primer for your skin now before you put your foundation on. But the foundation that I'm using today is quite like a dewy look. So I don't want to go for a mattifying primer because the look with my moisturiser and everything else on and this dewy foundation, you kind of don't need it. If you do want to go for a really, really matte look, this is the best. Don't know if you can see that there. It's one of my favourite primers ever. It just mattifies your skin massively. Another thing to go for is like a prep and prime, the Urban Decay one. I haven't got that here, and then there's also another one which is, this is really great. It's amazing. And again, just to apply that all over your face with like a foundation brush. But I'm going to use this. I'm going to pump and a half on my hand, and then I'm going to apply it with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I'm just going to dab it in and start applying. Now you can build, this is buildable coverage. So you can build this up to the amount of coverage that you want. I like a full coverage, so I just build it up as much as I can. Not too much, but enough so that all my floors are completely covered. So that was, it does have quite a good coverage. But again, you'd need less depending on what the coverage you wanted. This is a shade 3.5. Always make sure that you go down into your neckline as well. Right, now what I'm going to do once it's all applied is get my sponge, Real Techniques sponge, and just dab in to get rid of all those lines that the brush created. It's just a bit of more of a close-up version. So as you can see, it's a very dewy finish. If you want to apply any concealer, and now's the time to do it, because you should not apply concealer after you've applied powder, because that's when you'll get cakey. So if I'm using the MAC NW20, it's kind of a similar shade to the 3.5 in this, just a little bit lighter, although it should kind of be the same colour. But I'm going to just dab over my problem areas again. Sorry, it came in. I'm going to dab in just where the concealer was. So see how that's like really highlighted underneath my eye? So it will really get rid of any dark circles that I've got underneath my eye. Please ignore the state of me right now. My hair is all over the place. Right. So, as you can see, close up. Okay. Next, I'm going to set the face with my my loose powder, and I use I think they've discontinued it now, but it's MAC Mineralise Foundation Loose, and this really just sets the foundation really, really well. Don't worry about that looking so light at the minute; that will all come together at the end. So, I'm just going to get a little bit on, dab it off. So you're doing that. And you're going to just apply it all over your face. So you see how that's kind of toned down already. Again, on the other side. Into the forehead. Try and set evenly, but just a little bit extra along the areas that you really suffer if you have oily skin, or if you like me and suffer around your T-zone. And that ends up really setting that face nice. Next is brows. So, I'm running out of this, well, it's kind of run out. It's Dip Brow, Anastasia Beverly Hills in medium brown. That's what I use for my brows. I also use, this is a blessing, this NYX micro brow pencil in brunette, and that's to shape my brows and brush them neatly so that they're ready to groom. What I tend to do first is use the brow pencil to outline the shape. So just underneath there, and then on the top. Now, I never go like on the top really far in, because otherwise you're going to get this really square brow that doesn't look that natural. Right, so my brows are outlined. Then I'm going to get another Real Techniques eyebrow. Well, it's actually an eyeliner brush, but I think it's the best eyebrow brush for me personally. At the moment, I'm going to use the equivalent to the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the NYX Tame and Frame tinted brow pomade, and then you only need a little bit of it because it comes out quite thick. And then I'm just going to fill in. Always start kind of just past the front bit, because then you can fade it out. If you apply it there, it's too heavy and too thick. You can always drag the product out. Right, now just drag this bit. Don't put any more product on. And just drag down. Like that. And same on the other side. Now remember guys, eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not twins. Okay? Okay. So once you're happy with your brows, you can then highlight them via using your concealer. Pop a little bit on your hand. Use your concealer brush and just literally tidy up any edges really, really neatly. That just really highlights the brow. You see the difference from that one to that one. It just highlights it a bit, and then you'll kind of just dab it in, either again with your sponge or a finger. Right, so can you see that definition of the brow? You can repeat that for over the top, but this is just a daily look, so I'm not fussing about that too much right now. But if you just really go over, blend those in. That's a close-up for you. Okay, right, so the brows are done, everything else is done. I'm just going to do a very, very, very quick eyeshadow. Again, this is just a daily look, so I mean I don't really wear that much eyeshadow during, well, I don't really wear any eyeshadow during the day unless I'm having a day where I'm really trying to make an effort and not look like I just rolled out of bed. So I'll just do a really quick eyeshadow brush. I will go for browns, as I know that that's popular. So for this I'm using my Violet Voss Pro eyeshadow palette, which looks like this. Really, really nice. Really nice colours. And I'm going to go in with the shade Transition. I'm going to go in the shade Transition with this is a Morphe brush, R38. It's a crease brush. I'm going to work in at the crease in circular motions. Like so. This is your transition colour, so it's actually called Transition as well, but it's your transition colour. So that you use, when you use a second colour, this is just the colour that you'll just see coming out, especially in smoky eyes. You see it coming out across the top. So it's kind of like in the crease, but just above the crease. And it is the colour that you see. It just helps with blending your other colours. Now what I tend to do, because I don't wear eyeliner under the eye during the day, I normally like drag the product down and just briefly do underneath the eye. Only because I don't really wear eyeliner during the day, like in my waterline. Right, then I'm going to go in with a second brush. This is another Real Techniques brush, a base shadow brush. But again, I kind of use it for my crease. It is good with that. And I'm going to go in with a colour called Are You Kidding Me? I'm going to apply that right into the crease. Again, you want to go for circular motions. It's just a shade darker than the transition shade, because the shade in the crease should always be darker. Again, you want to use circular motions. Now with eyeshadows, you can just use like 2 colours, because the more product you put on and the heavier you apply it, and depending on what brush you apply it with, the colour come out in so many different colours. But it obviously takes a lot more blending. So I just tend to go for quickness. I just use the 3 colours, but you don't have to use 3 colours. Then I'm going in with a different brush, another Real Techniques base brush. I've got loads of these because they are kind of like my favourite brushes. And then I'm going to go in with a colour called Brownie Points, which is this one there. And again, I'm going to go into the crease. Really use the tip of the brush right into the corner here. Now today, I'm going to apply the brownie points a little bit further across my eye than I normally would. And just blend it out. Blend it lightly across the base, so I want it all across my base. And then in the corner, I'm going to go more heavy with it so it actually looks darker. And what you want to do is go back in with your Are You Kidding Me? Because that's the shade above it. And really blend it out. So you're really using that brush. Blend it out, and then you can also go back in with your transition colour and blend those 2 out as well. So then you end up getting one really smooth eye. And again, I'm just going to drag that underneath the eye a little bit. Like that. I'm going to repeat exactly the same to the other eye, but if you do a close-up, that's how the colours look. So both have been done. That's what the shadows look like. You'll definitely get more of a better look when the eyeliner's on and the mascara's on. So I'm going to do that now. I use, this is my favourite, Clinique liquid eyeliner. It's fab. So I'm going to do that now. I only do a really thin line because it's only a daytime look. I know this looks like a lot, and I have put on more than I normally would just for the purpose of the video. But for those that don't wear makeup, this could easily be an evening look as well. Okay. So it's all coming together, as you can see. If you do get this little bit of eyeliner in the corner, just use a cotton bud to clean it up. Okay, then I'm going to apply my mascara. I normally use this Chanel Inimitable Intense mascara. It is my favourite mascara, but I'm rapidly running out, so I'm gonna use my cheaper version, which is still very good. It's called this, and it's a new one. So I'm going to apply that now. Right, now, we did put concealer under the eye earlier, which means that although we set our face with the, well, my face, with the loose powder, we want to set it with a banana powder. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and the shade is, the middle shade is just the perfect shade. I'm going to get my Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to set that underneath the eyes. So don't forget, this is just my daily look. On an evening look, I'd be a lot more picky. I'd be picking up these, sharpening the edges. I'd be applying a lot more. So just bear that in mind. If you want to go for a little contour look, just a natural one. I haven't applied bronzer yet either, because I wait till I've done that first. I use the Naked Urban Decay Flushed, which is really, really good. And then I'm going to apply it with, this is a Zoeva 128 Cream and Cheek contour brush. So I'm going to go in with that. Turn your face, and you want to go from there. So you're going to go right diagonal there, twist your mouth like that to really get where your cheekbone dents, and then you're going to go in there. See that? Circular motions. Like that. And that's just, it's kind of like a blush, but it defines your cheekbones a lot more. So as you can see there, it kind of like fins in my face there. And then you're going to do it the same, the other side. Okay. Right. Sorry, I could just see something that I wasn't quite happy with there. Right, then, once you've done that, comes the time for blush. I'm going to go with NYX Glow, which is one of my favourites. And then another blush brush, Real Techniques. Dab it in, smile. And just apply it on the apples of your cheeks. Like so. Then you're going to go back in with your contour, and where you've just done that line there, you're just going to set underneath it. Like that. But then there's like a pinky colour, which is here. I don't know if you can really see that, to be honest. And then you can just use that to blend where you think maybe just a little bit too sharp. Just blend it in. All about the blending makeup is. So as you can see, that's kind of starting to take shape. And then after that comes highlighting. So I'm going to go with, what am I going to go with today? I'm going to go with Soft and Gentle MAC. Beautiful. I'm going to go in once again with a Real Techniques brush. This is actually a setting brush, but it's really good for highlighter. I'm just going to highlight. All along that top cheekbone area. Again, it's not a heavy highlight because we are doing a daytime look today. And then lips, which is what I think finishes off the whole entire look. I'm going to go for Morphe, which is a MAC one. It's quite like a brownie nude. And then the lip liner, sorry, I'm going to go for is NYX. This is my favourite, actually. Need Me. It's beautiful. Just needs a bit of a sharpen. With lip liner, I always do right along the outer lip. Then you can fill it in. Oh, it's running out. I mean, I like my lip liner just a little bit darker than my lipstick. I've got really thin lips, so I like to just, the lip liner just emphasises them a little bit. You can go back in with it.
As you can see from far away, it's not too heavy. But, again, like I said, if you don't wear makeup or anything like that, this can be easily anyone.
Especially with lashes. So, yeah. There you go. I hope that helped. Oh, one thing I haven't done. Always set your face. Can't get any better than that. The best one. And then you're good to go. So if anyone's got any questions or any feedback they want to give me, just feel free to comment or send me a DM or anything like that. This has taken a lot for me to do because this is just something that I've been completely scared of doing for a long time. So yeah, just let me know if you like the video. Bye.